I mean, I'm looking at it and they're projecting a 6% growth. I mean, in this time, that's a stretch, but we will see.
Opposition leader Tobias Clement had this response to the budget presentation. Rebuilding in the face of a pandemic with the situation extremely grim worldwide, government has chosen the escape clause under the Fiscal Responsibility Act. This, according to Minister of Finance Gregory Bowen, will stimulate aggregate demand via expansionary fiscal policy to support the speedy recovery of the economy and enable job creation. The opposition leader, though, had this take on the budget.
But like I always say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And it's a big budget. It's a very comprehensive budget. If all the plans and programs that are in there, if they are implemented, my question is, where are we going? I mean, the size of the budget, the scope of the budget, it seems that if I had to make a prediction, I can almost say it's an election year budget.
Despite projecting shortfalls in current revenues and grants equating to $236 million, the Minister of Finance says recovery is already being witnessed in unemployment, which increased from 15.2% in 2019 to 28.4% in 2020.
Preliminary data suggests, Mr. Speaker, that the unemployment rate is already declining, estimated to reach around 20% by year end, as many sectors, including construction, agriculture, and wholesale and retail, continue to normalize.
However, interim political leader of the NDC, Adrian Thomas, is bemused by the lack of focus on the productive sectors.
My observation is that this budget is nothing else but a budget of a lot of loans, a lot of grants, and really and truly it's not hitting in the productive sector. They are paying a lot of emphasis. There will be a lot of hotels going up. We are hoping and praying that SG will be back in Grenada to have face-to-face classes. Very little attention is being paid to agriculture. I hardly heard anything about fisheries, as a matter of fact.
Bowen, in his delivery of the 2021 budget, says a spike in debt to GDP from 13 to an estimated 69% is projected. Prior to the budget, GBN had also been speaking to economists and chairman of the Grenada movement, Dr. Patrick Antoine.
What we need to do is to look at, in the context of a broad development strategy for the country in a pandemic, what is this debt being taken on to do? And secondly, what other areas are debt being taken on into, and what is the opportunity cost of the debt that we're taking on in other areas, for instance, the airport. So if you want to create employment, you want to drive aggregate demand internally, yes, the question becomes, does the debt from the airport do that? And if it doesn't, then what's the justification for it?
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.